This is Sally, the Rainy Day Gypsy. Welcome to my channel. We're here today to finish up the little Amelia Journal. This is part 3. If you missed part 1 or part 2, I'll link them below. But we are at this stage in the journal. We have inked all our pages and we have decorated all our pages. So at this point, we are ready to put it together and maybe embellish with some jewels or that sort of thing. So this will be a fairly short video, I hope. Today we're going to be using a needle and some waxed linen thread. And this is what I use. I got this on Amazon. 3 20-yard spools, I just noticed. It goes for a long time. Now what I do is I thread my needle with a length that is 4 times the height of my journal. Now what I want to do is get out a book so that we can kind of use it to hold our journal while we get it all together. And I want to go through page by page and stuff it in the crease of this book between the pages here. And I want to, this is going to be hard on camera, I'm afraid. I want to center each page on the previous page and just stuff them down in there good. Make sure you have a little awl or pokey tool that will poke down through there. So we're going to use that in just a minute. So keep centering your pages. And when I say center, I mean from top to bottom. So we don't want one that barely gets caught in the thread and another one that gets all the thread. So this one is bigger, so it'll go hang over the top and the bottom. And just keep kind of stuffing them down in there to make sure they're all together in the crease. Okay, so that looks pretty good. So I want to make sure, since this one is the smallest of all the pages, I want to make sure I catch that one in all three of my pokes. So there's one, there's our first middle one. And then go up to about 1/4 inch from the top of that little piece. And one to the bottom, about 1/4 inch from the bottom. There you are. Make sure you go all the way through. Then grab your needle and thread and put it through the middle one and go, and you can pick up your book now. You're done with your book. Set that aside. And here you are with your journal. And let's leave about 4 inches. So there you are with that one. Now on the back side, we're going to come through this top hole. And I don't know about you, but I just kind of go and catch each one as I go through. You'd be real lucky if they ended up lining up and you could just run the needle through. Okay. So go ahead and tighten that up. Don't really tighten hard. You don't want to tear the papers. Now let's go down to this one. Make sure you go through each hole in the right spot. Some people put these, put a little paper clip or something on these to hold them, and I have done that, but in this little small journal, I don't feel it's necessary. Now, let's go back, let's tighten that. back on the back side and come through your first hole and come up on the opposite side of that one. This is on this side. Let's come up on this side. Let's give it a pretty good tightening and tie it. I just tie a granny knot. And it looks like I had plenty of thread. I had planned on doing 5 holes, but I ended up only doing 3, so. Okay, and then you can trim these off. A lot of people put little jewels or little cutouts there, which are kind of neat. So that's up to you. All right, there's that. Okay, there it is. Woo, I love it. Okay, so now let's embellish. What I'm going to do, I want to go through and put everything in. I want to put, in your small envelope, on the end you should have an opening there. I want to put this little thing that's in your kit, I want to put it in there because I like the green hanging out. Next one, we have a little spot here, a little pocket that we created. Let's put a Czechoslovakia. They don't even have Czechoslovakia anymore. It's the Czech Republic. Put one of those there. Put anything you want to in here, but this is what I'm doing. And here's a pocket. And then we have a pocket here that is rather deep, so you want something that's going to show. So what I thought about doing is taking one of the pages that is left from the kit that I used on some of our collaging. I'm going to go ahead and just tear this like this. And I'm going to ink it. And I'm just going to fold it up and put it in there. You can put in anything in there, but and you can put anything else that you would like in your pockets or stick things in there, anything you like. I'm going to do this. I'm going to fold it. Let's see. I guess I'll just fold it in half. And I'm going to stick it right in the back envelope. Now it is hanging out quite a bit, so when it closes and the ribbon will catch that and it'll ruffle it up even more than that, so it'll be kind of neat. All right, now on the front, I got this thing from Sheila, and she's going to make a little trim kit, and it will have this in it. But I'm going to put this right here, my embellishment for the front cover. Isn't that pretty? It kind of sets off that stamp too. So I'm going to use that Fabri-Tac glue, and I'm just going to glue it down just right there. Fabri-Fix. So I got that glued on. I think that's beautiful. Now for the closure, and I'm going to use some bias seam binding that you get on the roll. And what I did is I just sprayed this with tea dye water from a spray bottle and scrunched it up like this and just let it dry. Laid it down and let it dry. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and thread this through here. Maybe. This was the boo-boo I made earlier. I wanted to sew it, but that's okay. This will work. Now, spring it out here. Okay, so that's even. And let's just, I think I'm just going to tie it once. That's all it needs. You can use anything. I've used lace and buttons, all sorts of things, but this one I like. I'll see how that folded that up. Eventually that'll kind of rough up and get scruffy, which will look good. And there she is. Isn't she cute? On one of the other journals, I used this lace and wrapped it around and then had a button there and tied it over here, which was kind of cute. Okay, there she is. I'm proud of her. I love her. I will be putting her in my Etsy shop if anyone's interested in buying her. I wanted to show you too how much of the kit I had left over. This is it. So you used most of it. I will put this in my bin of paper to be used on something else. So anyway, I hope you had fun following along. If you got Amelia, if you got her the little journal done, I would just love for you to post it and tag me on Facebook. And I would love to see her. Anyway, thank you for supporting me, and have a good day. Bye-bye.